Well, welcome to what I like to call a van talk, and this time I'm doing it without a van, and we'll get into that later on in this video. So I actually did one of these a couple months ago when I did have a van, and I think I'll do this on a semi-regular basis, maybe every couple months, and it's just basically a longer format video of me discussing what has been happening, what's currently going on, and what I see in the near future. So let's jump way back to the beginning of this summer when I kind of started putting out more videos on YouTube. I started a road trip across the country. It was going to start in Washington and end in Maine. And I made it as far as Montana to Glacier and Yellowstone National Park. And at the time, I'd been on the road for 6 weeks. And there was some business I needed to take care of back in Washington. And when I turned around, what I think I said that I was going to come back, I was going to be in Washington for a couple weeks, I think 2 weeks, and then I was going to get back on the road. Here we are 2+ months later, and I still have not gotten back on the road. And it's already starting to get way late in the year, and it's cooling way off. And so going through Montana and North and South Dakota and Chicago, it's just going to be too cold. I know at the rate that I tend to travel, what would end up happening is that by the time I got to Maine, it would probably be early springtime frame. So I mean, I could start the trip, but I think at this point I'm just gonna bench that cross-country road trip until next summer, or possibly the summer after that, or way down the road. I may end up over the next year or so doing sections of it, but somewhere in the future I would like to do the entire trip from Washington all the way to Maine. So now let's jump a little bit further forward. Now, you've probably seen in my last 4 or 5 videos me talking about issues with my van, and some of the issues I have never even talked about, but there has been quite a few. So it's gotten to the point where I just don't really want that vehicle anymore. And what I'll say is, if you don't know, I have or had a 1989 Volkswagen Vanagon with a Subaru motor in it. And it's such an old vehicle, even with the newer motor in it, getting parts and service for it is getting harder and harder. And, you know, because I'm on the road all the time, I just don't want to risk having to deal with that, and it just delays all of the stuff that I'm trying to do. So I am in the process of selling the vehicle, and just getting it to the dealership, because I am selling it on consignment, was a pain, right? So first I get a flat tire as I'm driving it to the dealership, and then so I had to take it to a tire shop to get a new one, and then that delayed me a day. So when I started out again the next day, I drove about a little while, and then the coolant pump went out and the vehicle overheated. The other reason why I'm selling it is because of the way I use the van. I mean, those Volkswagen Vanagons, the layout is really great, but for the way I'm using it, it's just not as good. So at the time I'm making this video, I have actually already purchased a new vehicle. The reason why I'm not showing it today is that it is being shipped to me. So you will probably see my new van in the next video. And what I will say is that a lot of people that know me don't actually know that I purchased a new van. Because I've had that Volkswagen Vanagon and seeing the layout of it, I already have ideas about how I want to build my own camper van. So with that being said, that's the reason why, because I am selling my Vanagon. That's the reason why I'm doing this van talk without the van. So let's go more into the near future. All right, I'm still working through all the issues of selling my vehicle, and once that gets going, we'll start doing a little bit more road trips, but they are going to be a lot shorter road trips, maybe a month, maybe a couple months. And I think in my last video, which was Bellingham, I said that I was going down to California, or going down in that direction, and I still plan to do that, but I'm selling my vehicle right now, so it's kind of slowed things down, and I will do that probably the next month or the month after. But then looking a little bit further ahead, probably in January, I am gonna go all the way down to the Arizona area. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this van talk. If you've been watching my videos on a regular basis, I want to thank you. This is the first time watching my videos. Be sure to stick around. It's not the normal type of video that I do, as I mentioned in the beginning of it. If you're not subscribed, I definitely encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification. So with that, I want to thank you for watching.